Seriously guys, what is going on? Because Trump gave Iran one of the worst threats we've seen since the beginning of the war. But let me read his threat first and then I'm going to tell you the story because it's crazy. So Trump said Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. President Donald J. Trump. So this threat is crazy and it got a lot of people saying, oh, this means that Trump is mentally unstable and he cannot be president. This is not a normal president thing to do, right? But why is he even doing that? Well, remember 2 weeks ago, Trump told Iran, open the Strait of Hormuz or we're gonna bomb your power plants, right? And bombing power plants is huge. It's basically gonna destroy Iran's power. It's gonna affect civilians. Civilians are gonna die. It's basically a war crime, okay? But Iran was like, okay, you know what? If you bomb our power plants, we're going to destroy the power plants and internet in the Middle East. So the Middle East is going to get affected too. So a day later or 2 days later, Trump was like, you know what? We're going to extend it. We're not going to bomb their power plants because we are negotiating and the negotiations are going really well. Which is weird because Iran said that, no, we're not negotiating and the negotiations are not even going. There are no negotiations. But that was a week ago. And then Trump actually delayed it more. And he was like, you know what? I'll give Iran 5 more days. Again, because of the negotiations. And again, Iran said there are no negotiations. Okay. Anyway, the delay was till April 6th. Thing is, Trump this time didn't say that he's gonna delay it. At least so far. He actually gave this threat. He told them, he even wrote this other tweet saying April 6th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's it. So I don't know if he's actually gonna do it or not. But all of that because he wants the Strait of Hormuz to get reopened. First of all, the Strait of Hormuz was open before the war started, but after the war, Iran closed it. And now he's making the Strait of Hormuz the biggest deal, like, ever, right? And it's big. The Strait of Hormuz is big. Like, 20% of the world's oil go through it, and oil prices went crazy expensive because it's been closed, right? But the fact that he wrote this tweet on Easter Day is wild. And it got a lot of people actually talking. Like, for example, Chuck Schumer said that Trump sounds like an unhinged madman. Chris Murphy says, like, okay, we can use the 25th Amendment, which means that they can remove a president if that president is not fit. Like, he's actually thinking of removing the president. And we got Bernie Sanders saying Trump is dangerous and mentally unbalanced. Or he basically called his statement dangerous and mentally unbalanced, which is all true. Like, this is not a normal thing that I would expect a president to write or say. And in his tweet, he didn't just say power plants, he also said bridges. Bridges where, like, people go through it. That's basically destroying the country. He's gonna make the country unlivable. He's gonna kill civilians. He's gonna break international law. Wow. Like, from his tweet, it seems like he had a really, really bad weekend. Just talking about Trump's weekend, actually, it might be pretty bad because there are a lot of rumors saying that Trump was in the hospital this weekend. And the rumors say that Trump has been rushed to the hospital, and the hospital was Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. And this is the hospital where US presidents go when they're feeling unwell. But then what's even worse is that people near the area were like, yeah, actually roads near Walter Reed were closed and that the airspace above the area might have restrictions. And at exactly 11 a.m., the White House suddenly announced a media lit. And what's a media lit? That means that no more press updates, no photos, no appearances. Basically, it means that something big happened and they're hiding it. And there's even a reporter who went there and apparently he saw a US Marine Guard standing outside of the West Wing. And this only happens, guys, when the president is inside. Like, this is not a normal thing. So a lot of people are saying, okay, yeah, Trump is in the hospital. Trump is not feeling well. But then the White House actually responded. They were like, what are you guys saying? No, Trump is fine. Because Stephen Chung posted and he said that Trump was working nonstop and he was inside of the White House and Oval Office, and it was just a normal working day during Easter weekends, okay? But we don't know. We don't know. This is just what the White House is saying. Maybe they don't want us to know that Trump is sick or Trump is not feeling well. But as I just told you, Trump posted this crazy tweet, so maybe he's in the hospital and he's having a really, really bad time and he's like, you know what? I want to end this war. Maybe. We don't know what's happening, right? But we don't know. People are saying that he's in the hospital and he's not feeling well. We haven't seen him since yesterday. And other people are saying that, or not other people, the White House is saying that, no, he's perfectly fine and he's been working in the White House. So we don't know. We don't know. And maybe also the US doesn't want to show that their president is sick, especially in the middle of a war, which makes sense. It does make them seem a little weaker, right? So maybe that's why they don't want to show that Trump is sick. But even with all of that, Trump seems ready to bomb Iran, right? And it looks like the world is just watching. They're like, okay, we're going to see what's going to happen tomorrow, right? Except two countries. And I did not expect those countries to be the ones that stopped the war, because those two were Russia and China. Yeah, they're both actually working together to try and have a ceasefire. Because apparently Wang Yi, China's head of foreign affairs, picked up the phone, called Russia's top diplomat, Sergei Lavrov, and they talked about stopping the fighting and working together at the UN. And they basically want the war to end so that the Strait of Hormuz opens. And China right now is playing the role of the peacemakers. So they're talking to Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Germany, EU's top officials to try to have a ceasefire. And they're even gonna vote on protecting cargo ships that are going through the Strait of Hormuz, right? So it seems like China and Russia and the US have similar goals, right? To reopen the Strait of Hormuz. But that doesn't mean that the US is happy about what China and Russia said, because China and Russia both said that the US and Israeli attacks on Iran are unprovoked aggression, which means that they basically started this war without a reason. They just attacked Iran for no reason, right? And obviously the US will be upset about that. Yeah, China and Russia now are actually trying to end the war. This is not what I expected, but at least they're trying. Because the war in Iran seems like it's going to get crazier on Tuesday. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't already crazy, right? Because remember the game of hide and seek that I told you about 2 days ago? Let me just recap you quickly, right? Like Iran hit an F-15 fighter jet. 2 pilots fell. They ejected from the plane. And now Iran told their civilians, if you capture those pilots, we're going to give you $66,000. And on the first day, the US actually found one of the pilots, but for 2 more days, Iran, the US, everyone was looking for that second pilot. But they actually found him today because Trump ordered a huge rescue mission and he sent dozens of aircraft, special force soldiers, and heavy weapons. And they found him. But it wasn't easy because when they found the guy, there was a huge gun battle that happened. And apparently the fighting was intense and the mission lasted longer than it was planned. But they rescued him, but he is seriously injured. But he's out of Iran right now. So in that game of hide and seek, I guess the US won. So yeah, congrats US, because if Iran had won this war and captured him, it would be huge, because the airman would become a prisoner of war and Iran would gain a huge political victory. So yeah, by US winning this game of hide and seek, basically, it's a huge win to the US. Oh yeah, let's move away from the war for a little bit and go to Italy, because Italy did something crazy and something that I respect a lot. Because Italy said that Netflix increasing its prices is illegal and that Netflix has to pay its users some money back. Yeah, it's big, but let me tell you the story. Because Netflix increased their prices 5 times in the last 7 years, so it's a lot. And thing is, they just increased their prices without even saying why. But in Italy, there is a law called Consumer Code, and that law says that companies must be fair and transparent with customers. So you cannot just be increasing their prices for no reason, right? Anyway, a consumer group in Italy called Movimento Consumatori said that this is unfair, and they took Netflix to court. And they won. They actually won the case, because a Rome court said that the Netflix price increases were illegal and that Netflix broke Italy's consumer protection law. And this is big. This basically means that Netflix cannot just be increasing their prices in Italy for no reason, which is true. Why the heck is Netflix just increasing their prices? But that's not all what Italy did, because also the court said Netflix has to pay any subscriber who's been subscribed the whole time from 2017 till 2026 500 euros if they're a premium user and 250 euros if they're standard users. So it is a big refund for Italians, right? But thing is, Netflix is not happy. Netflix is definitely not happy because they said, oh, we don't agree and we want to appeal this decision, and they believe that they followed Italian law. They didn't break the law, but the court said no, you broke the laws. So at least, the good thing about this story is that we are seeing how some countries still care about their people and still care about their consumers, right? Like we're seeing the US and other countries like with everything getting crazy expensive, but we're seeing this. We're seeing this in Italy, how Italy cares. Like they at least are telling their people, are telling the companies, you cannot just be increasing prices for no reason. So honestly, massive respect to Italy for this. Yeah, massive respect. But yeah, guys, that's all for today. And again, if there are any stories that you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow.